Three,
Three, two,
two, one.
one. Hello, listener. Guess who we have today? Today, our guest is Simran Kaur. She works for Jiva Organics. Simran and I know each other through the food exec. I've known Simran for maybe close to 4 years. I don't know. We were sitting at a table. Kenny from This Commerce Life introduced us, and she was needing a golf partner, and our relationship went off from there, from golfing. Welcome to the show, Simran. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
How are
why
you
don't we
ladies?
we're good. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. Let's kick it off. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself, your passion. How did you get into CPG? How did you end up sitting next to me with Kenny at the food execs table that 4 years ago?
4 years. Wow.
I think it's been 4
There's
years.
a lot of lots of parts to that story, actually. So I moved here in 2019 as an international student for my postgrad. And obviously 2 semesters in COVID hit, and then everything went remote for a good year, I would say. And then 2021, I was supposed to do a mandate co-op, but also you can't just do a co-op. You have to be eligible, you interview places, and you sort of get approved for that co-op. And that's where I landed at Jiva. So Jiva was basically, I was a co-op, like a final co-op student for Jiva. And 2 months in, I realized I really love doing this. And I'm glad that my boss at the time and today, Ratan, also realized the same thing, that you would love to have me full time. And when I finished my co-op in April, I joined them full time. So I've been with Jiva since 2021, and it's almost, 5.5 years now. It's been a journey. I have sort of done everything at Jiva. I started at the order entry desk, then to customer service, then a little bit of operational management, then accounts receivable, because that's where my degree was, accounting. And so after my postgrad, I was left with 2 exams where I could be a full-time CPA, but then that never happened because I got into this. But I've done all sorts of that thing, and then inside sales, and then after, like, on and on and on. And then when we decided that we wanted an in-house sales team, Ratan asked me if I want to do that full time, not just inside sales, be out and about and do sales. That's how I landed that account manager job initially. So I've done all independent stores that I have worked with, from Donald's Market to City Avenue to Stong's to Sunrise Market. So I've done all sorts of accounts. And then I moved to key account management, and now I work as a sales manager for them. So it's been a journey. And I love every part of that journey. I am who I am because of it.
I love
People have trained me, people like Kenny, who have made sure that I know what is right and wrong, to make sure that I am on the right path all the time, and to all the retailers who actually took a chance on me. Like, I have so many people to thank for in that way, where they were very patient. Yes, this is not my first job. So back in Delhi, I also worked in food tech. I didn't work. So I was with an app very similar to Uber Eats called Zomato. It's in about 120 countries currently. And I worked there for about 18 months, where I handled national accounts like Starbucks and McDonald's for them. But I had that sort of experience. But this is very, very different. That was hardcore corporate. This industry is not, like, it's corporate enough, but it, I think, is also very much so relationship focused. I still love my numbers. The 2 things that I work on is relationships and numbers, because I feel like any sort of sales or promotions or anything can't happen without numbers, because data, numbers, whatever you want to call it. And as a sales manager today, it's just a lot that we do in terms of people. And I've learned in the long way of whatever tiny bit of experience I've had, it's all about the people.
Agreed.
It is secondary about the product, but all about the people.
What an incredible journey. And, products obviously huge, important, but the relationship piece definitely brings people through. What an incredible journey you've had though. And I'm sure it's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you shared. Because just looking, you said Zomato, so that's really cool. 120 countries. And then now getting into this space with Jiva. For listeners who aren't aware about Jiva, how would you describe the business? How do you engage with customers, brands, and help companies bring their products to market?
So Jiva Organics is a family owned and operated business based out of Burnaby, BC. We've been in business since 1998, so more than 25 years in the business. For us, when the owner started this, their motto was very simple. They started 40 years ago with Sweet Cherubim, which is still on Commercial Drive, when organic and natural grocery wasn't a big thing, where you could only find some of the things in farmers markets kind of things, where organic was only available in farmers markets primarily versus in stores like now, to feed people good food. That meant food without any sort of preservatives, chemicals, any sort of additives. And with that started Jiva Organics, where we focused on distributing organic and natural foods. But then we also quickly realized that is something that is not long-term until we own something of our own. Because sometimes, relationships switch, things change over, and brands move from here and there, and then all the momentum goes down. That's where Everland, New World, and Bliss Balls came in place, because those are our own brands. So we manufactured them and we distribute them. That way, we can also ensure that people are getting the same goodness of natural organic. Firstly, by a Canadian-owned family business, but secondly, which is also affordable, because for a lot of times, natural and organic grocery is termed as very expensive. And sometimes it's not direct from source, which is they change so many hands, and that's why the product is so expensive. When it comes to Jiva, that's not happening. We import from probably anywhere the product comes from, and in terms of container loads. So we have sort of direct sourcing model where we're very, everything's traceable, it's transparent, and we've made sure that it is still affordable for people. So Everland's tagline is every pantry needs good food. Like every pantry needs Everland. Why? Because every pantry needs good food.
Yeah.
And we stuck to the basics, not overcomplicating anything. We sell staples and some snacks that we make here in Burnaby. So our Bliss Balls are made right here in Burnaby. Anything that we sort of process, from roasting to making peanut butter, is all done here locally.
Oh, very
I
cool.
love that. I see that at the very top there, right behind you. You've got 3. I think you have 4 flavors. I don't see the
We've
purple
got
one.
10 flavors.
10.
Oh my gosh. They're so good. I haven't tried all 10 though.
Clearly, I've only tried the purple one.
So, one of the other ones.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yes.
With Loblaws and all the superstores is one of these.
Very cool.
Chocolate strawberry.
Ooh, okay. I have not tried that one yet. I've tried the blue packaging, and I'm just trying to recall what that one is. Is it coconut?
This one. Yeah, this one.
Yes, I've had. Oh my gosh. I love this one. It is delicious. So that is made right in Burnaby. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then peanut butter. So the butter is rather also roasted in Burnaby.
So anything from the basic processing that we can do here, we do it. So let's say we get raw cashews from Vietnam. We roast them here. just to ensure that we add that value to the Canadian economy when we can do something about it, right? Are roasted cashews available to import? Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
But do we choose the easy route? No, we don't.
But then you see the quality on the other side, the other side.
You taste it. And then you sort of touched about the transparency. I think this was super exciting. We saw a little bit about it at CHFA. You were showcasing your new Origins program with the QR code. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about that, if you can share.
Yes. So the Jiva or Origins bulk program is completely that I just said. It's traceable, it's transparent, and it's affordable, right?
Yeah.
It's the simple part of being you want to buy something in bulk or even a single ingredient that you're buying from Everland. You want to know where it's from. You want to know when usually the crop is done, because for a lot of times consumers have those questions and that go unanswered, or they have to do their own research. How about I put that QR code on our bags or on the bulk bins that go in the stores, where a consumer can just scan the product and be like, okay, where does it come from? What is the crop season like? So what we've done is that anytime the crop changes, we at our backend will be changing the crop season, saying when was this done?
Oh, cool.
And that's why we're saying it's traceable and it's transparent, because, a lot of consumers think, oh, can I get a 2026 crop? No, because
The vintage.
if you're sitting in February, you can't get a walnut crop for 2026. That crop has to be 2025, because walnuts are, for example, harvested between September to November of every year. So the freshest crop that is available is 2025. So anybody who's telling anybody that, oh, it is 2026 is not true, because walnuts are harvested at a certain time. So are mangoes, so are rice, right? Everything has a crop season and a harvest season to it. And a lot of people sometimes don't have that knowledge available.
Yeah, true. Very true. So you're also educating the consumer, not just providing, the traceability, but an education point of view, which I think is super neat.
And with that, it has all your nutrition fact tables right with it. A lot of consumers that we were talking about complain, oh, bulk doesn't do very well for us anymore. There's a lot of reasons for it. A lot of times, one of the reasons it's affordability, because some of the bulk prices have gone too high, or the way they are priced in the market are too high. But the second of all is a lot of people are turning into where they're trying to track their macros, or to also understand how many calories or what's the amount of fiber, protein, fat they're consuming per 100 grams of whatever. But when you buy that in bulk and you're filling them in those boxes, you can't get that.
Yeah, true.
But with us, what we've done is when you scan that QR code, you actually see a nutritional fact table right there. So yes, you'll have to measure 100 grams of quinoa at home, which you're anyway going to do, be it our bag or another 454 gram or a pound bag that you buy at any other retail store.
Yeah.
But at least you now know that if I take 100 grams of this particular quinoa, it's these many calories, it's this much fiber, this much protein, XYZ of whatever is needed. So you don't have to go searching to your all AI tools that everybody uses now. How much calories did I consume if I had so and so? Or take just for one single ingredient. Yes, you can track macros by just, there's so many apps right now where you just click a photo of your thing and you know approximately how many calories you ate with the fiber and protein. But then if you just want to know how much is that particular single ingredient looking like, there you go. So we've tried to solve that situation. We've tried to sort of put all the details on one page where we tell you where the product is from. So the country of origin. We've told you our relationship behind it. So let's say the almond farm that we buy it from, we've bought almonds from the same farm for the last 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Right?
That's cool.
Our quinoa has come from the same place for the last 18 years. And the other part of the story is our owners have been to those plants.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So there's that storytelling piece. Yeah.
Because when you're putting your trust into a company, and how you build that trust is document verification is one part of it. But the second part of it is relationship building. which for both sides, we're also a consumer of some of the vendors, right? Is very necessary. And we do it both ways. We've got great relationships with our uh, vendor community where last year, I believe, there was a very bad year for coconut crop,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And coconut oil and the shredded coconut and everything was scarce. Like ships were not leaving on time, things were happening. And a lot of our other distributors, manufacturers came to us asking, do you have product or do you think you'll be getting product? That particular year, we never had a single issue of supply. You know why?
Wow.
Because even after all of this had happened, since we've had that relationship for more than a decade, there was no delay at all.
That's huge.
We got our orders right on time,
Yeah.
even though a lot of other places, their orders were delayed.
Yeah, that relationship piece, that's so critical. And, I just think about this, the Origins program and the traceability, the fact that you've had, such wonderful connectivity and relationships with the suppliers, the sourcing. That's incredible. What was the catalyst to start this program? And how has it been received by retailers and then also consumers?
So the decision making went where we realized we do so much bulk foods. A lot of our consumers came back to us saying, how do we inform our customers better? The store has, how would I put this? Okay, a lot of stores sometimes are super busy. They don't have enough people to help enough consumers. So now imagine you're in an aisle and you're at the bulk bin. Nowhere does it say where does it come from, what the calorie count looks like. Is it gluten free? Is it vegan? Is it whatever? It just says organic walnuts.
Yeah.
And
Script. Yeah.
Yeah.
now you're waiting for one person to come and help you with it. And you wait because they are either short staffed or they're busy with another consumer or somebody is on the break. So you're standing there for 15 minutes and you don't get your answer. How do you short that time where the ultimate customer is not mad at the store saying, I don't know what this product is from. Where is it from? What do I do with it? So when we spoke to a lot of our retailers, that was one point. The second point was affordability. If you currently look at a lot of retailers, sometimes their bulk pricing are way higher than their retail pricing in stores. And that's not their fault. That's the price that they're getting charged for.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay.
the problem is that I have my boss dancing right behind me, just an FYI to make me laugh.
Can you just say hello?
Yeah, maybe just pop on the camera for a second.
He's trying really hard to be serious, okay?
This is
I love it.
We love these moments.
Literally dancing.
Can you turn
Sorry
your
if you
camera
think
around? Turn your camera. Let's see.
He's gone now.
Gone.
He's very sneaky,
So
by
funny.
the way. Okay.
So sneaky.
You're like back on track.
Back on track. That was one point where how do we let your ultimate consumer decide what they want to buy and why they want to buy it? The affordability part was the retailers don't want to charge consumers extra money. It's just the way they are getting the prices charged because they've been, fed a lot of stories. Or let's say, I'm not going to say fed, I don't want to create a ruckus where I say, oh, some people are making too much money or something, but we source direct. And that's why sometimes when our retail stores say, how are you, cheaper than XYZ? The reason is because we source direct. We're not buying 10 bags here, a pallet there. What we source is direct. So we fill in a full container and get it. And that does reduce the cost. And there's not a lot of middlemen in our building involved, right? So there's not 10 other people that we're involved. Like if we buy from the US versus from sourcing direct, we're already adding another 20%.
Yeah.
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 So
It all adds up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Consumers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a unique position, right? You're a direct source distributor and you're a manufacturer. So you understand quality and you understand what those customers are looking for, as a manufacturer. And I think what's so cool is that it's a great segue to the new 2D GS1 codes that are coming in that are slowly going to be replacing the UPC. So, and then going back to this training the customer and the consumer on these QR codes, which are the new 2D codes that are going to be coming in soon because the UPC is being sunsetted. I think that's super interesting. And it's like kudos to you guys for being on trend and staying on top of that.
Because I think the other fact also involves is that I think as Jiva, or you call it Everland, we don't do a lot of paid promotions or let's say on marketing side of things. Whatever we do is a lot of hand to like, just word of mouth marketing where
Yeah.
let's say I tried a product and I loved it and I'll tell my other friend that he likes it. And the reason behind that is sometimes people are skeptical as well. How is this brand cheaper than the other? And
Yeah.
I sometimes I'm in stores and I just look at an aisle and I stand there to just know how consumers think to sort of understand this better as well.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was recently at one of the stores where they were like, "Oh, so I want to buy coconut milk." Okay, absolutely. And they pick up this brand which is again non-GMO, organic, fair trade, but is $5.99 on the shelf. And right beside it is my product, which is Everland's coconut milk, also non-GMO, also organic, also fair trade, but is $3.99. So that that consumer was probably very informed and asked he asked one of the staff saying, "Why does there such a big price difference? Because they're the same attributes." But when it comes to a lot of other consumers, they would not do that. They would just be like, "I'm not too sure why this is super cheap. Does it not sell, or what is the issue behind it? So let's pick up the more expensive one." Because that's how consumers work. I work that way sometimes. I doubt myself as well, saying, "Why is this? This is too good to be true."
What's the trade-off? What's happening? Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So what we want to do is remove that. Why is it too good to be true? It is simple for us because again, it's direct. You can trace it. It's transparent, and that's why it's affordable.
Yeah, it's interesting. That whole pricing piece is so psychological, and it's like the leaning in of like, okay, well, this is more costly, so clearly there's got to be more benefits to it, or certifications, or you name it. But I think this is so good in terms of education, especially with what you're doing with the Origins program and how you're communicating to consumers, and also being there with consumers, customers at grocery stores and popping in and educating where you can, and of course the team as well. I'm curious, and I don't know if you have any more questions on that, Laura, in that space, but I'm so curious how you work with brands as well. So brands in Canada or otherwise, and getting into different retailers and what have you.
So we're very focused. We're a very focused distributor. We're not a national distributor, and we don't want to call ourselves that. We're primarily Western Canada, and we do Western Canada well. That's what we go with because we're a small team and we're also a family-owned business. We don't have investments from a lot of companies where we can, open 10 other warehouses. But grown over time. And one of the reasons that we've grown is choosing the brands that we want to work with very carefully. That also means that they align with what we do. But also, secondly, ensuring that, especially post whatever has happened in the last 18 months to 24 months, focusing on more Canadian brands. We've understood. And I think we never said it that way, but we always were very keen on working with Canadian brands because 80% of our portfolios was Canadian brands, still is Canadian brands. We just didn't again, we're not very good at marketing very clearly. We didn't market it that well, that since forever. We've worked with most Canadian brands as much as we can and more small to medium size because a lot of times for vendors that are small to medium, they don't get a lot of guidance when it comes to promos, pricing, and
MCVs.
Yeah.
MCP and listing fees and
Mhm.
demos. And there's
Yeah.
just so much like around that jargon, right? That
Mhm.
as a new business owner, I wouldn't have known. If I started like I now have been in the industry for 5 years, so I would still say I know 85% of it, but there's still so much to go. Like every day I learn something new about all of these things. So how can you expect a business owner who literally does everything by themselves to understand all of this to
Mhm.
begin with?
Yeah.
Right. And the expectation sometimes are not set right when you go to, I think, bigger distributors because it's just another brand for them. When I have 500 brands, do I care about the small, tiny brand that I got on? And
Yeah.
we're very proud that whichever brand that we bring on, we try our best to ensure we pitch them the way we pitch our own manufactured brands.
I love that. So
And I
equal
think
footing. Yeah.
It's huge.
that has given us a lot more leverage in the last 18 months to 24 months because there was a time where, a lot of brands, we've helped a lot of brands over time, and then they would move to a bigger distributor and literally, actually, I would say it this way, not care about us.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we became even more picky about our brands, where we made sure that whichever brand that we worked for holds the same values that we do,
Yeah. I
which
think that's super important.
which is making sure that then, let's say, if we only do vegan and national organic products, that's all we pick up as brands to distribute as well.
Mm.
And then what about categories? Like, are you specific with just the dry goods in terms of brands that you carry?
So we just do dry goods. We don't
Okay.
have any reefers, no refrigerated product, but primarily dry goods. And again, I think we've built that niche around where we know, let's say, if we pick up a brand, we just don't say yes to something. Like
Mhm.
we recently brought on the Omnom soy curls. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
when
Gina.
when we were talking, so when we were talking about that, Gina also has a refrigerated line, by the way, right?
Oh,
We
yeah,
said
that's right. Yeah.
we can't carry that because we don't do refrigerated goods, but I'm interested in that one single SKU. She goes like, I'm not too sure if this product will do well. And since we sort of understand trends, she obviously she had trust in her product. It's a single ingredient, non-GMO product
pretty
of
neat.
Canada. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
Straight up clean.
the product that
Made
we're
in
looking for.
Canada.
Made in
Right?
Yeah.
I am not going to name the distributor that she is with currently or was, but in addition to us, but then uh, in less than a month, we got her into more than 60 doors.
Amazing.
Whoa, congratulations.
That's great. Those are good stats.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and just mind me, these 60 doors are just independent.
Yeah. No,
These are
that's
not even retail stores that are starting. The next
Yeah.
one, we
Yeah.
added 50 other stores that were part of smaller retail chains.
Mm.
Love that. I
Love that.
And
It's a
then,
good
so
story.
when you say Western, are you including Alberta too? Is your
Yes.
distribution
Yes.
reach
So
ends at Alberta?
Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, Vancouver,
Oh, okay.
the Sunshine Coast, all of that. So Western Canada completely.
So Manitoba West. Is that safe to say? Okay. The belly button all the way to
I didn't say it. You said the belly button. You're allowed to say that.
I used to live in Manitoba.
I know, that's why.
Perfect. Oh, that's
that's great.
very exciting for sure. And just the growth and also the opportunity as well. We're partway through 2026. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to this year, whether it's activities, events, engagements, you name it? What would you like to share with listeners?
So for us, we actually launched. This is the first time you're actually working with one of the big retailers. So like in February, we launched with 3 SKUs of our bliss balls with Loblaws nationally. So we're around
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're coast to coast with 3 SKUs of our bliss balls in Real Canadian Superstores, Privigos, Zehrs. So in more than about 500 doors, if I'm correct. And then late last year, that is November, and we also launched our Everland Petted Dates in Loblaws.
Oh,
amazing. Yes.
So
Great.
that is just for us, it's a nuance because we haven't worked with a big retailer like that in the past. We've survived 25 years without working with a big retailer like that.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So there's a lot of learning happening at our end. A lot of new processes, procedures, promo planning that comes in. But then the other part is that we've got a lot of events booked and trade shows booked. And what this year we're focusing on is more consumer focused marketing, which we haven't done in a lot of years. But then I think we're at a stage where we need to push that forward, and we're building plans for it and working to, hop on that paddle where we actually have some person dedicated to marketing. We're a very small team. We're no way big of a team, but we divide and conquer our tasks and we go from there. So that is one part of it. And the third is where we really want, like, we're introducing Origins into a lot of grocery stores. So as we speak, we've got the QR code. So we have an in-house graphic designer who's actually working with all the retailers to launch those QR codes with their logos on it so that it feels personalized to their store.
I love
and
that.
and not feel very general.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
Wow. You're busy, Simran. You're
Just a couple things. Just a couple things on the go.
Busy. I'm not the only one doing everything.
Of course.
So our group is busy.
The team.
The team. But wow, how exciting. Congrats, by the way. Launching at Loblaws, I think, is a monumental task. I hope you had a chance to celebrate with the team because that's super exciting. And
yes.
I will send you pictures when I'm out in Montreal and Ottawa in a couple in next month. I'm like, look where I found the bliss balls. That's exciting. Amazing. Well, we're at close to the end of our show. Can't believe it. But we always ask this question. So it's a question from a previous guest. And so our previous guest was the CHFA Regulatory Affairs and Government Relations team, Jules and Sonia, who I believe you know, but they didn't know this was going to you. So their question is, what is one change, whether it be policy or regulatory, that would most improve Canada's ability to compete globally in health and wellness or in the food sector? In other words, what would help you the most to move your business forward?
I think for us, or just generally talking about the food sector, it's the trade barriers just within our country that needs to be changed first, right? I mean, you become a global set for food only when you can trade freely amongst the states provinces that you're in. Which state? I mean, not for us because we do dry goods and we are pantry staples, but for a lot of people is an issue. Right? So I think that is one thing that we could work around and I think will make a key of a difference. But then the other thing is, I would say, a policy regarding the way the government is now working towards actually moving into more Canadian-made products. If we have a policy that pushes our national retailers, pushes the big chains to actually focus on Canadian retail more, which is Canadian-made goods, which is sort of coming in slowly, but there's no policy or rule regarding it. Imagine it, a certain percentage becomes a mandate. Imagine how many, or a policy that comes in where it tells you that the first priority or the first dips goes to a Canadian-made product. That, and I'm not even saying that it has to be for sure, it has to be a Canadian product in the sense to do that, but then even those brands to get a chance to even present would make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to be, it's going to take 3 years to get listed. No, I don't think so, right? I think that mandate, because a lot of countries push their own production, manufacturing sectors. And I think that highly lacks in Canada. We've been a manufacturer in BC for a while. And I don't, for us, I think every year things become a little more complicated than they were the year before. So again, I'm not an expert when it comes to the manufacturing side of it. I see it from far, so I think it thinks that it's just becoming difficult. But I do see my company filing way more paperwork for the same tiny task every year. So the ease of doing business.
Mhm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
that's well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think absolutely legit points. And I know Sonia and Jules have also asked for us to share this, the findings from, this is a really important question
It's good.
for Canadian businesses. And I think you articulated that very well. So thank you for sharing, and certainly opportunities to improve the system. Also the push and the pull for Canadian made products as well. I think there's definitely lots of points here. So thank you very much. Okay, it's at that point where we love to share your question to the next guest, not knowing who they are.
So since you guys told me that you are probably doing a series about distributors, manufacturers, and owners, I wanted to
Yes, we are.
sort of bring up a question which sort of probably brings that thinking point out for a lot of people. Is what's one thing you know about breaking into Canadian retail that you would want somebody else to know on day one? And let's say if somebody tells you that this is one thing that you just shouldn't do, would you listen to that?
Oh, it's a two-parter. I love two-parters. Okay, so what's that one thing you should do, especially if we hear this correct, to reiterate, because this helps us remember for the next the next guest. So what is kind of that secret sauce to getting into Canadian retail? And if you heard this, would you take action? Would you actually take action?
Yeah.
Love it.
My answer is know your numbers, know your numbers, know your numbers.
Definitely. Absolutely.
That's sort of it. When a lot of new business owners begin, that advice a lot of people give them: do this, do this, do this, do this. But what actually is worth it? If I go and ask, I've asked the same question a lot of times with Britan's father and uncles who actually own the business, right?
Yeah.
And they say that risk is also a part of making the decision to get into Canadian retail. When they actually decided, which was initially 40 years ago with Sweet Cherubim, and then 27 years ago now with Jiva Organics, that time there was not a lot of natural organic manufacturers, distributors, or even grocery stores. So a lot of people have a great product, but they also don't think about taking that risk, which involves putting their product out, be open to feedback, right? And
test it, launch it, get feedback, iterate.
Bliss Falls, I'll give you a short story with this. That is a testimony of putting the product out there and improving as you go. Initially, these products used to come in transparent boxes that would either go in the bakery aisle or the deli aisle.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right? And only came with a 3-month shelf life.
Oh, wow. 3 months.
And we were okay with it. We were barely selling 100, 150 cases a month. We were very happy with it. Over time, we realized that this is not working. It's costing us way more to make the product than to actually sell it.
Yeah.
We started testing. We haven't changed the recipe one bit. We just tested the longevity. So it was always good for 8 to 9 months. It's still good for a year, but we still have to do that test again. But we did those tests. We got it tested that it's shelf stable. It does not need to be refrigerated at a certain temperature. And we launched these bags 15 years after they originally had launched their original biscuits.
Oh,
that's amazing.
That's amazing.
And post that, this line has blown up for us.
Amazing.
So
Nationwide
it's part
now.
of risk. It's part of risk taking, right? Because investing in printed bags it's not a small investment. And when you're investing in 6 of them together and taking that risk, it's not easy, right? So, and I think obviously a lot of people would say, oh, but Jiva's been in business for so long, so they had the money to do it and whatnot. No, we didn't. If we had the money the first time, we wouldn't have put them in those deli boxes.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. But we took a risk. When we looked at it, we said, okay, what can be worse than not selling? It's still not selling in those deli boxes right now.
Yeah. And what I find so interesting is that, taking it's like that the bias towards movement, right? Like launching the products, even though it's not the most ideal, like the ideal packaging, it's like getting these products in front of consumers, customers, and understanding what those desires are. Are they moving? You mentioned, I think, 150 cases or so at the beginning per month.
Yeah.
And then also understanding which ones are the gold ones and which ones are okay, well, we need to perhaps rethink these products that are on
See,
shelf.
that's another decision. A lot of business owners are very, very attached to their product because yes,
Oh
the
gosh,
product
yeah.
is their baby, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they don't realize that, that baby is not growing,
Exactly.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about
Right.
SKU
We do.
rationalization.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's one of those questions that does come up too, because it's like, when do you, if it's not the right time right now, perhaps down the road, or you repurpose it, repurposing elements or some of the wins from some of these products, or you just need to kill it sometimes.
Sometimes you got to make that decision.
Yep.
Because let's say if it's 10-1, how are you going to justify that 1 versus 10?
Mm. Mhm.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
yes, there's always going to be, let's say in our 10 SKUs, are there 4 SKUs that do well and 4 do medium and 2 do low? Yes. But then those 2 that do low are now on a watch. If they keep doing the same numbers for the next 3 months, they're done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're not, we're not reprinting their bags again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's what we need to do. And
Yeah.
not just us, everybody needs to be smart with it.
Oh, so many gems.
So good. So many gems.
Simran, thank you so much. We're so happy that you're here to talk about this whole supply chain and the work that you're doing. And congratulations on your 2026, 2027 initiatives. Super
Mhm.
exciting and looking forward to hearing more. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And perhaps before we go, what's the best way for people to connect with you and Jiva?
So for me, can message me on LinkedIn. That's the best way. I'm very responsive. For Jiva, you could either write us an email or again, LinkedIn message me and I'll connect to the right person depending on what that is, because we've got different people doing different things at our place.
Perfect.
Yeah. We'll definitely put those links in the show notes as well, Simran. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for being
you.
here.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for this opportunity. This is great. Thank you.
I love it.